Hello, Skeeter Nation, and welcome to The Buzz. I'm your host, Lana Jackson, Assistant Principal at the Mesquite High School. Today, we'll be speaking with our three instructional coaches, Jana Griffiths, Ebony Williams, and Tara Carruthers, about our format for instruction and how you can assist at home. And then we'll be closing with the Mesquite Moment with our building principal, Mr. Sarpy, as he discusses how we continue to sustain a culture of empowering growth, impacting the future, and excelling through love. Have a great week, Skeeter families. Hey, Skeeter Nation families. I am here today with our three instructional coaches, Ebony, Tara, and Jana, and they're going to share some instructional pieces with you that can help you with your children at home. So we'll start with you, Ebony, and I have a question for you. I want to know, what can students and parents expect instruction to look like, and what exactly will our teachers be focusing on this year?
Okay, well, right now, all classes are being held virtually. It may be accessed via Google Classroom. Every teacher will provide students with a Google Meets link that enables students to log in and participate live during each class. Students are expected to adhere to the MHS virtual schedule and attend all their classes daily. Teachers will be taking attendance every day and marking absences. Additionally, students will be expected to follow Google Classroom norms as outlined by their teacher. Some of these norms include having their cameras on so that they may actively participate in limiting outside distractions to maximize instruction and learning. Teachers have a 10 to 40-minute window for lesson delivery or instruction. However, teachers will be logged on for the entire 90-minute class period to further support students. This will allow students to ask questions and seek help for concepts that they may not fully understand. And lastly, this year teachers will be focusing on priority TEKS, which are the most important content skills that will lay out the foundation for the next grade level.
Oh, great. Okay, that's cool. Tara, how are teachers expected to grade students' assignments this year? I know that we have moved to based grading, and teachers will be taking 2 grades per week. So could you explain that a little bit more in depth for us?
Sure. So teachers this year are doing 2 grades per 6 weeks. In our core classes, we're doing what's called standard-based learning. Some of our other classes have started that too. But what happens during standard-based learning, and instead of a kid getting a grade just for a worksheet or a project, and that's the title that goes in the grade book, teachers are now going to put in titles that are specifically related to the TEK or the standard that the teacher's supposed to be teaching. So for example, in biology, instead of saying levels of organization quiz, it will say identify the levels of organizations 10C. What we found in the last year with our core classes is that this has made a big change in how the kids are responding to teachers and asking for help, in terms of that they are more responsible for their learning and knowing exactly what concepts that they've been missing instead of what things, if you want to say, they haven't been turning in. We've seen increases in STAR scores because of this. So 2 grades a week basically means that teachers are going to do check for understandings, formative assessments to try to see where the students are in their learning. Now, that doesn't mean that those are the only time those concepts are going to be touched. We also do something at Mesquite High School called Recover Learning, which allows students to be able to go back and prove to their teacher that they in fact have learned the TEK. And at that point, the teacher can adjust the grade accordingly. So that may not happen till a couple weeks after the concept's taught, but that's okay. We can still go back and change the grade. And it's really proven to be a good avenue for our students in their learning.
Awesome. I know parents and students both appreciate the fact that we have implemented recovery learning for our students. So Jana, what are some things that parents can do at home? I know they've heard this in episode 1 and episode 2, but what are some other instructional things that our parents can do at home to support their children?
The first thing that I would say that's really important is that the students have a dedicated place where they can sit and focus to be able to do their work and join all of their classes each day without interruption. I know it's not ideal for everyone to have their own office or study at home, but somewhere that's more suitable to student learning than just them sitting in their bed, or so maybe it's sitting at the kitchen table, or if they do have an area in their room with it, you can dedicate just, this is where I'm going to school today, to make it more of a formal, I'm ready to learn atmosphere. Another thing is that I know Tara mentioned, or Ebony mentioned, the class period is from 10 to 40 minutes, but all of our teachers are staying on their Google Meets the entire class period. So I think a wise piece of advice to get the most help is right at the end of class, as students are working on their assignment, to log back in, because our teachers are waiting to help their students, and they've got extra time while they're waiting. And they can pop back into their Google Meets right then when they have a question and get help, instead of at the end of the day or at the end of the evening when a teacher's not there to get help. And there's lots of resources, I know, on the parent website that we've mentioned in former buzzes. And so I guess utilizing that as well, but having a dedicated space for them to feel like they're learning, and utilizing their teachers while they are there during the day, during their class time. That's my two biggest pieces of advice.
Ladies, the information that you've given us today has been incredibly helpful. So I really appreciate your time. I'm sure that we'll be reaching back out to you throughout the course of this semester with more questions and seeking advice from you. So I really appreciate your taking the time to speak with our parents today. Bye, parents. Have a great week.
Hello, I'm Joyce Wascom, Academic Dean, Assistant Principal here at Mesquite High School. Here, I work with all things academic, all things instruction, in order to help your student be successful. A big focus is advanced academics, including advanced placement and dual credit classes. Here at our school, we want every student to succeed at the highest level possible, and we want our students to leave high school with college credit that they earned here for free college credit. I'm honored to serve our school, and if I can help, just let me know. We empower, we impact, we love. We are Skeeter Nation.
Hello, Skeeter Nation. Mr. Sarpy here with our Mesquite Moment. If you know anything about Mesquite High School and our thoughts here at Skeeter Nation, you'll know that culture is very, very important to us. You know, our focus and our idea around culture is that it's deeper than just being a good or bad culture. It has to be more specific than that. Here at Mesquite High School, we are working to develop an empowering and a loving culture. And so when I think about the word culture, it makes me think about cultivating. I'm from the country, but I'm not a green thumb kind of guy. But I know that when people are cultivating their lawns or their farms or their gardens, that you plant the things that you want to grow. And so here at Mesquite High School, we are planting the ideas of empowering students. We plant the ideas of love. We plant the ideas of cooperation and collaboration. But you also have to do the hard work of weeding out things that you don't want to grow. Now, when we talk about weeding out, we don't mean weeding out people. We mean weeding out processes and ideas. Now, the biggest thing to focus on is you have to weed those things out of yourself. So remember how you build culture. We empower, we impact, we love, we are.